Moi! Welcome to the third episode of my knitting podcast series. My name is Veera and you are on my channel Veera Maria Knits. If you are new here, well, nice to meet you, and if you are returning, nice to have you back. I'm a Finland-based knitter, and today we are going to go through my whips, what I have on my needles, and my finished, so what I have finished. And also I have started spinning, so we will go through what I have done there. And also I launched this new thing, like I learned how to knit in Finnish. So I was 11 years old when I learned how to knit, so it was in Finnish. It's traditional art here, so I will be telling you a Finnish knitting term and also translate it to English, of course. So that's a new thing. And yeah, I'm not wearing any knit now because it's really, really warm here. So all of my knits are too warm for this weather. So my first whip is this 30s top by Tinks. And this is her really, really new pattern. I've been following her YouTube videos, and I think she has mentioned this at least on 2 of them. I don't know if you can see it, but this one. And I've been knitting this like crazy. So I started this like day before yesterday, so it's really new. And so I've been making this with Drops Bell, color 12 cherry with 3mm needles, US 2.5. And this is the same yarn that I had my Fern Feast tea on my needles with this yarn. And I frocked it. I was like, I'm never going to finish that. I didn't want to do it, so I frocked it, and then I went to Ravelry and tried to find something to make with this yarn, and I don't know if this came up then, or did I just think that, oh yeah, Maya Tinks had something I really liked. Let's see if I can do it with Drop Spell, and I can, and yeah. So I'm knitting the third size according to my bust measurement, and I actually like that this fabric that comes out of this, it's really thick. I don't think you can see much like through it, so it's really nice to not to have to think all the time like what to wear under the garment, because this will be not see-through. Yeah, so this is, I feel this is like a modern type like pattern. Well, I have made only, but this is my second with this kind of construction that you build up the back first and then you pick up the stitches from the shoulder and then go and do the front panels. I feel like this is really new style of doing things because I haven't done this much. So editing Veera here, hello. So I was talking about the construction of that pattern, and I wanted to say that when I learned how to knit, I learned how to knit like, well, back and forth, because all of the knits that I was making were written that you do the back first and then you do the front and then you do sleeves and everything back and forth, and then you just like sew it together. And also I realized that if this pattern type isn't modern, it might be just that it's international. I haven't met it before or seen it before, because I used to knit only like Finnish patterns. So that's what I wanted to add here. So I'm not saying necessarily that it's new for the world. I'm saying that it's new for me. Okay, back to the video. And I'm losing my stitches there. And this, well, I like it. I like to learn new stuff. But this is something that I wouldn't be able to do when tired, and well, I made this while I was tired and I made tiny mistake, but I could work around it. So there the experience shows that even though I messed up and I can't correct it without like ripping all off, like there you do these sides here, the side stitches, it's like double stitch. You do it at the same time as you are knitting back and forth, and I did this incorrectly. I have the knits and purls wrong way around, and it mattered when I had to pick up the stitches under the arm because I had to add one, and I couldn't add it where she wanted me to add it, so I added it in different place. So the knit and purl, they went well together, so there wasn't like two knits or two purls next to each other, because that's not how it works. They need to be, well, the purl isn't really purl because you just pick it up as to purl, but yeah, it wouldn't have worked. So yeah, I did it in different place, but it hasn't come to bite my arse yet, so I'm confident that I did it correctly. Well, incorrectly, but correctly either way. This pattern is the type of pattern where you have to really measure yourself and decrease and increase where your body needs the decreases and increases. So that was quite difficult because, well, yesterday I was really tired and I just wanted to knit and go, and this is stockinette stitch, so I could do that. But then there was like, yeah, you need to measure your bust and waist and then figure out the math to how many increases or decreases you need to do. And I was like, I don't want to do that. So I did it today, and I've been knitting a couple rounds after when I did the math, like how many decreases I need so it fits me like on the waist. And then I need to do only couple increases because there is like 3 centimeters after my hips start to widen, so I need to do those as well. But yeah, I have enjoyed making this. Like, well, I started it a couple days ago and I'm almost finished, so yeah, that tells you something. And I'm doing the ribbon version. I think I have already put some photos up here so you can see how it looks like. So yeah, I will do the ribbon here. And yeah, I really like the ribbon. I think that's the main thing why I'm making this. And also I've been watching Maya's videos and she has been talking about this, so I feel like she has put a lot of thought into this, so I feel like this is worth of my time. Next one is my scarf. I am doing it, just crafting it myself, so no pattern. So it's like this. It rolls quite a lot because I'm just doing plain stockinette stitch without anything on the sides. I trust that I will, when I block it, it will block straight, but if it doesn't, so what? So I'm going to make this like a scarf that I will be using daily during winter, I hope. So yeah, so it will be crunched up anyways against my neck, so the rolling doesn't really show. And also I have quite a lot the yarn still left, so I'm positive that I will have enough yarn to make it like it goes around my neck like 2 or 3 times. So yeah, I will have some like much fabric around my neck with only one ball. So what is this ball? So it's alpaca silk cashmere from Freya yarn. This is Finnish yarn dyer. I have shown this to you at least once already. So Finnish yarn dyer. I bought this yarn from a festival where she was selling her stuff, and I fell in love with this as soon as I touched it, so I really needed to get it. 70% baby alpaca, 20% silk, and 10% cashmere, and it's non-superwash. 100 grams and 400 meters. Color is catmint. And it's fingering weight, I guess. So yeah, it's really thin yarn. I'm showing you this again. But yeah, it's really thin. And I'm knitting it with 5.5 millimeter needles, US. And for me, I like to knit with wooden needles. I don't own many metallic needles. But for me, this would require, I think, metallic needles, because I feel like moving these stitches on the needle, it's hard. It's too much friction, and there's too big this part is too big. So I feel like the stitches get stuck in there. But I don't know. Of course, well, knitpro's metallic needles, I think they have the same problem. I don't know. But yeah, because the cable is so thin, so, and also the joining part is so thin, so it forces it to be like thin. I don't know. It stretches the stitches when they are on the cable, and when you have to put them back, the yarn needs to like come back to be a stitch. I don't know if you can make sense out of that, but yeah. Well, the problem is that I feel it's hard to move the stitches on the needles. So I've been starting to look a little bit like a metallic needle set, but I've been only looking, not buying yet, because this is like the only place where I feel the problem is the wooden needles. So yeah, otherwise I love the wooden needles. Yeah, that's the scarf. And I also made this well, I increased, so I knit here a couple stitches, and then I started increasing on this side, like every round I increased one. So on knit row I increased one, and on purl row I also increased one at the same side. So I got this side reuna. Well, I got this that widens, and when I got wide enough, I just stopped doing that and I continued with plain stockinette stitch. And yes, I have already told you I don't like knitting stockinette stitch. I still don't, but this yarn deserves, well, it deserves this. It's so pretty. And also, I want to have as big scarf as possible, and if I made some kind of pattern, lace, cables, anything, it would require yarn that I don't have, and then I would end up with a smaller scarf. So that's why I'm not doing that. That's why I'm doing stockinette stitch, because it uses less yarn than any other pattern, or that's how Google told me. So that's why it's stockinette and not, for example, garter stitch. This is my Cocoa Beach top, and this is Drops by Drops design and made with Drops Bell, colors 12 and 11, maybe, Old Rose and Cherry, 4mm needles. Yeah, my gauge was really off, so I had to do the math really much. First episode is where I go deeper in that, if I go. Well, yeah, I needed to do some math because my gauge was really off, even though I used the correct yarn and the correct needles. And I didn't want to use smaller needles because I liked how it drapes with the 4mm needles. Yeah, so this would be finished project if I could just weave in the ends. So they are there, this side. I just haven't got to it. I have had time to be honest. I have had time, but I just didn't want to do it. So it's still waiting. And I really need to just get hold of myself and do it because it's still summer in Finland and this is summer garment. And I could be wearing this right now on this video if I just had done that. But I haven't. What else? I have 4 rounds of the pink and 3 rounds of the red. And also I did some stripes to the ribbings. I think Kutova Kika did that as well on some of her knits. I might be wrong, but the striped ribbings are everywhere. I like it. I just need to finish it. Let's put it there. Next one is also something you already saw. How do I do this? This one is the Daze Tea by Sari Nordlund. And this is test knit. I have done this in pink. And then I wanted to do it in many colors because I couldn't decide in between, well, these 4 colors to which in do it. Well, I decided to go with pink with the first one, and then the second one I did all of the rest colors. I think this is really fun and it's really nice summer shirt. But now I'm a bit stuck because now I should do the ribbing. Where am I? Yeah. Now I should do the ribbing to the hem and, well, everywhere. And the sleeves also. And I thought I would do some like stripes also to the ribbing as in the last one, but I don't know how many rows and which colors and whatnot. So I thought I would do like 1 round, well, maybe purple, and then almost the whole ribbing with white, and then 1 round with something else, purple, maybe pink. So it would have 2 colors. I think I might do that. Yeah. So I've been talking about this already in my first episode, so let's not go so deep in it, but this is also a whip. I should start really making my whips, finishing my whips. But I have so many other things I want to be doing. It goes there. Let's go to my poet top by Sari Nordlund. And this is actually, well, finished, kinda. But it's a whip because these straps that I already lengthened like 3 times more than in Sari's pattern, they are still too short. And I think it's because I used a different yarn than Sari used. I used smaller needles than Sari. So I think my row gauge was off and I didn't measure it. So actually my front and back panels are shorter than hers. So that's the reason why this is too short as well. So this round is too small. So I need to do some surgery for this and cut open the I-cord and then add some I-cord there, like 10 centimeters per each, I think. So quite a lot. So yeah, I need to do that and then just use Kitchener stitch to stitch it back together. So that's the story of my poet top. And yes, it's done with knitting for olive pure silk in color pink daisies, and I used 2.5 and 2.25 millimeter needles, so US 1.5 and 1. So small needles. I really liked doing this and I would love this to already be finished, but it's not. And also I read that knitting for olive pure silk is stretchy, but I didn't read the part that said that it's not stretchy in this way. So this way it does not stretch. It stretch widthways. So not, well, here it does also height, but here it just doesn't stretch at all. So yeah, need to mend it. So baby hats, balaclavas. So these thingies that are really great for babies. These are both a chili day balaclava, done with drops baby merino, 50 grams and 175 meters, so sport weight. And I have used blue and yellow, and the blue is the color dew, and the yellow is just yellow. The blue is 53 and the yellow is 04. And I think I used 3mm and 3.5mm needles, so US 2.5 and 4. So the 3 is for the ribbings and the 3.5 is for the stockinette stitch. This pattern is actually for drops air, so that's like Aran or worsted weight. So it's like double the sport weight about. So there was a lot of maths to be done in order to get the stitch counts, and I did it, and I was not sure, like not at all, if it's correct, because the babies are not here. They are in Oulu, which is 6 hours away by car. So I had no heads to put these on and try them on when I was doing this. But when I had casted off both and maybe blocked both, I went to the Drops website and I actually found balaclava. It was like sweet daddy balaclava, and it was made with Drops baby merino, and it had almost the same stitch counts as I have here. So I'm now confident that these are correct size. Why did I chose to use this thinner yarn and not air? It's because I want the babies to be able to wear these during autumn, winter, spring. So when these thinner garments, these are good layering pieces during colder winter, but also these can be worn alone when it's not that cold. So that's why I wanted to make these thinner with thinner yarn. And yes, I have 2 of those. And I'm switching, like here I have 4 rows with blue and 2 rows with yellow, and here vice versa. So 4 rows yellow and 2 blue. And well, I used 2 balls of the yarn, so this was about 1 ball and this was also about 1 ball, so I had 1 ball of blue and 1 ball of yellow, and it was fine. And why did I chose these colors? Well, it was because I wanted these to be like non-gender, that you cannot tell which gender the child is when they are wearing these. My sister had boy and a girl, so she doesn't need to think like which can I put on and to which baby. She can put whichever, so no thinking needed. And also I think it's quite old-fashioned to think that pink is for girls and blue is for boys. Colors don't have genders. So yeah, I thought this would be a really nice combo. And this is really nice yarn because you can throw this in the washing machine. That's required with babies' clothing. And also I have story for you, actually, with this one. So when I was knitting this one, we did a day trip to our cottage, which is in an island, so you need to get a boat and go there. There is no roads, no bridges, nothing. It's an island in the middle of the sea. And we went there and we were supposed to be there for a day. So we were supposed to go there in the morning and leave in the evening. And well, we went in the morning. And when we were there, well, it was really sunny, nice summer day. when we were about to head home, like we were still looking around the island because it's new place for us. It became like, well, there was a thunderstorm that went by the island and not over the island. So it went by the island and it went to the mainland, and we were forced to stay in the island. Even though the storm didn't go over us, it went by us, but the sea was by us, and the sea was raging. There was really big waves in there, so we couldn't get out of the island because we had our motorboat like in the sea, floating with this thing, photo, and we had rowing boat, this one, which we would have taken and gone to the motorboat, and then onto the motorboat, rowing boat connected to this thing. But we couldn't do that because the sea was raging and the waves were hitting the island. We couldn't. There was no way to get the boat out of the island, the rowing boat that was on the island. So yeah, we were forced to stay on the island, and we had no food. We had already eaten all our food because we thought we were going to go back home. During that day, also we did have some mattresses in the cottage, but no blankets, no pillows, no sheets, no toothbrushes, nothing. So it was quite horrible night actually. I didn't sleep much. My boyfriend didn't sleep also too much. But yeah, at least I got really good knitting time with this one, as long as there was light, because we don't have any lights in there as well. So next time when we go there, we will be bringing some food, sheets, pillows, blankets, anything you need if you stay a night, because it's an island and you can never be sure if you can get out of there. Fun. Okay, that was the story about the thunder. Hello, me again. I was watching my video through and I saw that I didn't tell you that we got back home from the cottage in the next morning. And you might have seen already, but we have cats and they were alright. We were gone under 24 hours. So the cats were fine and we got home safely. So yeah, I wanted to clarify that we actually got home safely in the next morning when the sea had calmed down and there was no waves and the sun was shining. Back to the video. Back to the hats actually, because I have still one thing to say about it. They are meant, well, the size is for 6 to 9 months. The babies are now 2 weeks, 3 weeks old. So either way, these are not going to fit them in 6 months. It's not optional because these will fit them in December, but the winter here starts like in October, November. So these will be a bit too big for them during that time. So yeah, these will be, well, I hope their heads are big. I hope. But the perfect size would have been like from 3 months to 6 months. So then it would have been more correct time. But this didn't have that option. It was like 1 to 3 months or 6 to 9 months, and then maybe 18 months, 2 years, and then 4 years, I think. So yeah. But we will see how these fit in December. Next one. Well, my sister, she has the twins, but she also has a child who is about 2 years old. Not yet, but about. So I actually, well, I decided it, but I had to knit something for her too. So here is the thing. So it's little Pearl Cardigan by Drops Design again. And now no mods, nothing. It's done with the pattern to the T. And the yarn is Baby Merino from Drops. And the color is Magic Meringue, Merange, no clue. And yeah, it's striped. And I don't know if you can see it, but those stripes don't go straight. They don't need to be straight, but I didn't know. If I would have gone to the Drops website and looked how it looks when knitted, I would have seen that the stripes are not straight. But I noticed it once I was blocking this and trying to get it like even. And then I was like, well, it's even, but it doesn't look like it's even. But I think it's now about even. Yeah, I think this is really cute. And it also took only a couple days to knit because it's baby wear. And I tried to make this so that the twins can also wear this. So that's why the color is something. It's striped, it has blues, it has pinks, everything. So anyone can wear it. And also the buttons. I chose these kind of blue buttons because there is quite a lot of pink in here. So these would like balance it. Also green would have been fine, but I didn't find green ones. I only found these. So yeah. And it was really nice to knit baby's clothing. I have knitted, I'm trying to calculate, 12 years ago, couple baby knits. So yeah, it has been a while. Yeah, I used 3mm needles for these and 2.5 for the ribbing. So 2.5 US, 1.5 US. Yeah, there is not a lot of to say about this because I didn't do anything extra, didn't mod it, nothing. So yeah, it was quite nice knit overall. Yeah. And when I'm actually going to my sister's place on the weekend, so then I will be able to give these to her and see if she likes them. She doesn't know she's getting something unless my mom told her, because my mom knows about this. I wanted to tell you about a knitting tip. So when I did this garment for the 2-year-old, I put these buttons on, and well, I have learned this from someone else, but see, the button has leg. And that's, well, I made it with like basic yarn that you sew with, so the yarn is really thin. But if I would have done it with the same yarn, it would be different. But I sewed it a couple times through, and one time I was going down, I didn't go through the knitting. I just went next to it, so I went through the button but not through the knitting. And instead of going through the knitting, I went around the button 6 times. I felt like 6 times lifted up enough. And then I went back up again through the button and then back down through the knitting and then tied it up there. So why do I want to do this? It's because when I close the buttons, there is no wave going around the button. There is no wave here because this fabric actually has some space under the button, so it doesn't need to like stretch out. So that's why it's good to do that if you want to. And the next thing is actually something that I haven't seen yet. So this one. So knitpro launched this mini interchangeable set, and well, I didn't get the set, it was sold off, but I got some needles. Not all that I wanted, but some, and also some cables. And now we can open this because this came today. And we can see what's in here. How can I open this? I'm so sorry about the... No, no, it's in between my legs. So 40 centimeters cable. So I ordered these minis so I can knit whatever. I feel like the minis are fine. 80 centimeters cable. And I will come back to you with the cable because I haven't used this cable either. It's different than in the normal knitpro needles because the joining part is 3 millimeters. So of course you cannot use those with these needles because these are minis. These are from 2 to 2.75. So the joining would be too big with the normal ones. So these cables are new to me because these are new to knitpro as well. But I hope these are good. I know knitpro knows how to make good cables. So yeah. And actually, well, now I took the 40 again. It says there is 2 inside. So I actually got 6 cables. 2 40s, 2 60s and 2 80s. And then needles. I dropped one. These are so small. So, well, the first one I picked up is 2.75. These are metallic. As I told you, I like wooden, but these come only in metallic. So I ordered them in metallic. The next one is 2.5. And then 2.0. That's small. That is so small. I don't think I have seen this tiny needle. And yes, there should have been also 2.25, but they were sold out. I think people like these minis, so these shorter ones, because I feel like they are more flexible. You can, well, connect them to those 40 centimeter cables, also 50. And you can also connect them to the longer ones. And you can make sleeves, you can make anything with these. And for me, I feel like when I have done, well, the sleeves with shorter ones, I don't feel anything different. It doesn't hurt, it's not uncomfortable. I think my hands are so small that I can get the correct position with these small needles as well. And I knit with the tips of the needles, so I really don't need that much space. So this might be actually even better for my wrists because sometimes I feel like I need to lift the whole needle from here. Like it goes here. When I lift it, it lifts the whole garment here. Whereas if it was shorter needle, it wouldn't do that. So also I knit with quite a lot of like movement with my hands. I know it. I should try to not to do it because it's better to do it without that much movement, but that's how I've always knit. Of course, that's not reason not to learn new things, but... Okay, so I put these tiny needles together and oh my god, these are so small. I'm filming this with my front camera, but look at this is so small. And the cable feels fine, it has no memory, so it hangs, but I needed to add this to the video as well. These are so small. Oh my god, these are the tubes. I don't know if these even have US 0. So yes, small. So about spinning, I have been spinning, and this is one thing that I have made. So my own little Nöttönen, little yarn ball. This is like 15 grams of yarn. This is my art yarn. So this was quite a learning curve. Also here is a little bit more. It's almost full. But this was learning curve because I somehow thought that I really need to pull the fiber when I'm spinning, but I don't. I don't need to pull it. I just need to find the place where to pull it so it comes easily. And this is quite long fiber, so I really needed to pull long. So yeah, that was quite learning curve to learn that I don't need to pull it like with force. It really separates easily when you find the correct place to pull it. So the yarn is in there, you just need to find it. I feel like that. But of course, this is my experience. Don't listen to me. And also, last time I had problems with this one. Where is the end of the yarn? Yeah, I had problem with this one because last time it stayed, but it really doesn't stay if you just do this and try to spin. It doesn't stay. Yeah, it's already falling. You can see it's going up. So I tried it when in the video I could do it, but I can't. It falls. So I learned this. And then I do that. And now it stays. Now it doesn't go anywhere. And I can even put it a little bit more down, like that. Now it doesn't go anywhere. So this is my take on, it goes under there. My take on spindle. It's inspired by Turkish spindle. I think it's Turkish, where you have these 4 sections and you put the yarn over them and under. I didn't think of that when I did this base, but it works. So that's how I got it to work. So I didn't need to do much to this. I tried also like sanding it, but I just sand the 8 millimeters away and it's still slippery. But yeah, that works. And I will be spinning more. I just really need to get myself to do it. But knitting is still my main fiber art, so I like to do that. And I have many things to do. Yeah. So now the Finnish knitting word of the day. Knit and purl. Oikea ja nurja. But also they can be verbs. Knit can be a verb. Purl can be a verb, and they are not the same in Finnish. So knit might be just neulo, and purl could be neulo nurin. And then if you do knit and purls, you get ribbing, which is joustin neule, also joustin. So those are my Finnish terms this time. What is your favorite thing to wear during summer? It doesn't need to be knitting. What is the favorite thing you like to wear in the summer? And have you been knitting any summer garments, or are you planning to? What's your next one? Tell me in the comments, and also like this video if you liked it, and click the subscribe button if you want to see more of me. It was nice to hang out with you today, and we will see you next time. Happy knitting! Moikka!